to welcome Dr. Otley for the update from the EDA Board President. Thank you, Dr. Otley, for being available this morning.
And Madam Chair, before we maybe connect with Dr. Otley, it would be appropriate for the board to have a motion to accept the audit results.
Oh, thank you, Kayla. So moved. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Chair Wheelock, for the introduction. Good morning, DMCC colleagues. I apologize that I'm not able to be there and join you in person, nor at the Heart of the City commemoration. There seems to be a bit of virus going around, and I call them. So I'll begin my remarks by thanking Member Ryback for his service as board chair. Frankly, RT, I've really been in awe at your skillful and thoughtful leadership of the board and the incredible accomplishments of the DMCC over your tenure. We've seen new leadership at the top of ranks of the city, Mayo Clinic, and the EDA during your tenure. So I've really appreciated your steady, dedicated leadership throughout our important work. And we're really delighted that you'll continue to be a contributing member as a board member. Congratulations to you, Chair Wheelock, on your election. As many of you know, Pam served on the EDA board before being appointed to the DMCC. During that time and since, I have appreciated your clear vision, your incisive mind, and your commitment to delivering on economic development promise that DMCC represents to all Minnesotans. We look forward to working with you in the new role. The EDA team and our city colleagues will cover today's action and discussion items, so I'd like to just use a few minutes to provide updates on key items, including Main Street Grant, Community Co-Design, and Housing. First, the Main Street Grant Program. As you know, last fall, the EDA was awarded $3 million to use towards economic development and revitalization in or around the DMC district. This grant award was secured in collaboration with our city administrative and community development colleagues. In your board packet, you'll find a summary of the inclusion and outreach activities we've engaged in over the last several months. All of that activity has led to this week, when we begin accepting grant applications. Additionally, all of the work positioned our community well for DEED's second round of Main Street Grant Awards. And yesterday, I'm pleased to announce that DEED announced that the EDA will be the recipient of an additional $950,000 in grant funding. These funds will be used in more historically diverse commercial corridors outside of the district. In your board packets, you'll also find copies of our co-design toolkit. This is work that I'm really excited about for what it represents and for what we're going to do with it. First, some background and what it is. The DMC initiative has tremendous talents at our disposal, from our own staff to our board members, our city and county and Mayo Clinic colleagues. As we do our work, it's really important to use those talents in a way that is authentic to and inclusive of our entire community. Co-design is a facilitated process that intentionally brings in historically underrepresented and marginalized voices in our community into the decision-making process. Last year, you heard from two of the co-designers who contributed to the design of Discovery Walk, and we continue to use our co-designers on the riverfront, rapid transit, and Main Street grant projects. And we've utilized this co-design. We've captured our best practices and principles and created this toolkit. This brings me to my second point, what we're doing with the toolkit. The toolkit is available free of charge to any organization that wants to incorporate the practice of community co-design. In my mind, this is where DMC brings the most value. We can model an incubator process enhancement, turn it back over to the community to be utilized and improved. We're doing this and adding durable value to our community and to our state. There are other areas where DMC has played a role, from enabling the creation of Rochester's talented, targeted business and workforce utilization plan, to securing grant awards for our work around sustainability and equity. We do this in collaboration with other key colleagues, including Mayor Norton, Council President Carlson, and many others. Another area we're working in collaboration with others is on housing. As you are all aware, solving for the issue of housing affordability is an all-hands-on-deck proposition. The city has a role, Commissioner Tyne and his colleagues at the county have a role, the Housing coalition has a role, and we do too. On May 12th, the EDA co-hosted a housing summit at the Civic Center, inviting community partners, developers, and lenders, property owners and brokers, and others to learn about our community housing needs and the resources that we collectively made available to address them. More than 100 people attended, and the EDA is working to conduct follow-up outreach to make sure that we're fully leveraging the opportunities the summit created. Additionally, at our meeting earlier this month, the EDA board asked staff to conduct an analysis of the housing market that would give us insights as to how we can most effectively deploy DMC resources. Where are the gaps? What are the tools we have to fill them? And what gap does that leave for DMC to fill? We expect to be able to come to your September meeting with a more detailed housing update. And finally, just one more update. Over the last couple of months, as the COVID variants have become less virulent and the winter has receded, we've seen much of the world wake back up. For the EDA, this has meant meetings with developers from across the state and with economic development agencies from as far away as Finland and Japan. In all of these instances, having Rochester as our home court advantage has been a real plus. For over 150 years, walking through the doors of Mayo Clinic has given patients and families a profound sense of confidence and trust, supported by the three shields of patient care, education, and research. And while the people of Rochester have always been an incredible part of our welcoming ecosystem in our city, we are now seeing the vision of Rochester as the world's leading destination medical center come to life as we walk through the heart of the city and as we tour Discovery Square. The vision you have created for the next 5 years is truly inspiring and will help Minnesota, Rochester, and Mayo Clinic fulfill our mission to be America's city for health. Thank you for all of your continued leadership. I'm happy to answer any questions, but I look forward to seeing you in person very soon.
Thank you very much, Dr. Otley. I'm delighted to hear that it's already planned that we will learn more at our September meeting about what I understand to be a very successful and inclusive housing summit that was held here just a week or two ago. So appreciate that and appreciate all of the continued work of the EDA. Are there any questions for Dr. Otley from the members?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I wonder if I could make a comment on it. Dr. Otley, thank you for raising the Main Street grant. And Mayor and Council President, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe there are two really important parts of what this means, that now for a second time in the two grant rounds, the state has said that this is one of the very few main streets around the state that will get this very unique grant money. I've worked on this project in Minneapolis and Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park, and it's a great program, but it's complicated. And there are some nuances to it. So having both the city and having Destination Medical Center as a partner in this. Borders to other parts of the city. And I think this is a very key point because from the beginning, it's been very complicated to navigate the issues of saying we have a very specific geography that we deal with in Rochester, but obviously we care about things beyond the border. There's an expectation that we can do things beyond the border that we really don't have the legal ability to do. And this is one of those examples where Destination Medical Center can help Rochester get dollars for outside our boundary. And I think it's a really important moment and a really strong signal that the city and Destination Medical Center are able to attract new dollars in the community.
Thank you, Member Ryback. Mayor Norton, did you have a
No, I
comment?
think he said it quite well. We do have limitations with Destination Medical Center that's hard sometimes for the community to understand. So a movement like this to be able to apply for and win 2 consecutive grants to help businesses outside, inside and outside, I think is significant. So I appreciate you talking about that.
I'll just quickly add, I think it's really important to note that there's a focus on BIPOC-owned businesses in these additional spaces. So DMC historically excluded communities is critical in and shows that our value is not only in the center of town, but across our community.
Thank you. Any additional comments or questions for Dr. Otley or about that presentation? Well, thank you, Dr. Otley, and we look forward to seeing you